Hey guys, I'm back at Mr. Israel Guerra's junkyard. Look, there's Colatina. Let's take a look and see if we can find something interesting. Look, this is his main storage area, but there's a lot more stuff back there behind. We'll walk around to see if we can find something at a good price. Oh, they found a vise. Check this out. It's old school, right? It's really nice. How much do you think they want for it? That one probably isn't cheap because they found it among the stuff. So they set it aside and charge a little more for it. Leave it here at the entrance. Let's see if we can find anything. If you find something, help me out and let me know in the comments. There are some bicycle parts here. Look, this must be a truck engine, right? Check out the size of this. It's gigantic. Look at its clutch. Look, it's huge. Some wheels here. Look, good for making a barbecue grill. Let's go through here. Let's see if we find anything. This is where they separate things, right? So the coolest things are here. Look at this here. It looks like a dentist's chair. Look, I don't know, man. It seems like it's for a dentist, but it's very The Walking Dead. This here, look at this. There's no padding. It's all stainless steel. It must be really old. There are the controls over there. This one is for putting your leg. This probably isn't for a dentist, man. This must be something for doing exams on women, right? I'm gonna put my legs up there. There are some here. Screws. That's where they go when they arrive, right? When the metal arrives, they leave it over there and then bring the pieces over here. They even get wood when they buy it. Want to see? Let's go over there and see if we can find something sold by the kilo. What do you think this was? There's a motor. Look at the gears. Then it closes. Ah, it's a lathe. Now that I managed to see the other part there, look, it's a lathe. Check it out. One of those really full ones. Are you nuts? Who would fix something like this? Just imagine the headache. You must be brave and knowledgeable. I'm going this way. There are many of these rods. I believe that's what they're called. I was looking at an amusement park. They have a lot of these here where they point this tip here, see? And it stays on the ground to be used as a stake. So there's always a lot of them. Drum chain. Actually, I needed some chains. Here's where they make blocks. Look at the mold over there. 4-hole block. I had never seen that one before. 3-hole ones are more common. There's a lot of stuff over here. Steel cable. Here are some different kinds of metal. This looks like some lamp parts or something. I don't know. I don't even know what this is. They probably pull up here with a truck, right? Back it up so they can dump stuff out. Then they cut up the pieces of metal here. Interesting. Oh, that's cool, man. Look at this machine. Man, this one must be old, huh? It's a tractor. Look at that. A really old tractor. Look at that giant engine over there. Look, its name is 95X Marseille Ferguson. That's crazy, man. You must have worked a lot with this tractor, huh? Here are more large, heavy machines. Look, the giant drum. I've never been around this area before. Whenever I come here, I always walk around the back. That's a whole truck over there. Look, out of nowhere, man. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff here. I'm going to walk over there to see if we can find anything on that side. I'm not really sure how much the price per kilo is right now, but usually when there's something like that thrown over there, it's pretty cheap to buy. There's a bit of aluminum here and the springs are here. Look, truck spring over there. There are all kinds. Look, I don't think this one is from a truck. It's thinner. See, what do you think this was, huh? Look, what a strange thing. A bunch of gears. Look, man, the tank on this motorcycle here. But it's weird, really weird, man. There's a media thresher there. It looks like a part of it is missing. And is that one over there any good, huh? People in Mozambique need to learn. They need to get to know these tools. Man, this one, for those who don't know, you put corn in, turn a lever, and shelled corn comes out the bottom. In Mozambique, people shell corn by hand because they don't know about these tools. I think it's harder that way, right? It could be better if it were at least in Malivela, taking these things there. Let's see here. More stuff here. It seems it was an air conditioning radiator. Let's check. There's a lot of stuff back there too, look, but that's been abandoned for a long time, so there probably isn't anything very good, right? Otherwise, someone would have already taken it from there. Hey, the big engine. Look, that one is cool. I think that's Ali. Hey, do you see those black boxes? If I'm not mistaken, that's something for carrying sound equipment. The people who work with sound rentals, they put sound equipment inside those things. There. They transport it this way to avoid damage. It's also cheaper to buy by the kilo. Let me check here for anything else. It looks like a welding rod, right? Don't make a kettle guard, okay? Look. Is it practically ready? Farm cattle guard. What else do we have here? Ah, school bicycle. I had one too, but mine was bigger. Let's see. Ah, hay baler. This one, right? This one has been used a lot, huh? It suffered, poor thing. There it is. I don't understand why these things just sit here like this. Does anyone know why? Why don't they just take out what's useful and sell it by the pound, right? In this case. Look, this one is for cutting steel cables. They must use this one, right? It must be for sale, right? Anyway, let's go around over there. Hey man, that's a steel plate. Look how thick that is. You're crazy. Look, it's tough. If you like it, I can record more. I saw you enjoyed the last ones. Because there's always something new here. It's really a junkyard, but there are new things, right? So, sometimes something shows up that you guys are interested in. Look, this one here, for example. Look, this one is one. It's a different engine. I don't know it. Let me find something else. This is the one I showed you the other day. Some people managed to figure it out, but I'm still not sure, man. Is it really a Moy kind of thing? If so, you need a powerful engine to spin it. There are some more trucks here. And back there, let's go through here. Look, this one, man. Look at the size of that tank over there. Let's come over here, back here. This one, look, this one is awesome. Okay. I saw people using this to support the motorcycle on top this weekend. I don't think it's for that, but for a dirt bike, you know. And they buy it for a high price, this one, okay? It must be cheap by the kilo to support the dirt bike, since it lacks a kickstand. There you go, see? There's a mirrored one for a barbecue grill over there too. A lot of stuff. Let's see if we find anything else. I'm just walking around today to see if I spot something cool, not looking for anything specific. Let's see what we find today. Ah, this one's interesting, huh? This chair here, but you're really full of rat fever. I needed a couple of these newer ones to put on the porch at home, but the way it is here, needing repairs, I don't know if it's worth it. Especially since the strings have already come loose. Let's keep looking then. Check out those big ones, man. This came from a coffee dryer, right? Wow, look at the size of that. I think they installed a dryer and sold it here. If they took it apart, it probably wasn't working. Look, a grease gun. You have to use these two. That's the only reason. Here it is. Look, it gets fixed up and ends up here, man. Yeah, they fix it up and it ends up here. Imagine my bus. What did you think this was? A lever, see? Wow, it's for grinding. Look at that, see? There's something that spins there and it's kind of rough. Weird. Here, I think it was a fancy spinning grill. The little motor is still there. The grates, the motor saw right there. Look, that's all that's left of it, right? Let's go around back this time since we took that way before. I doubt much has changed there. Look here, is this the same thing we looked at back there? It's a case for carrying valuable things inside. It protects them well. You can carry a speaker, a sound mixer, things like that. And this here, I don't know what it is. I don't know, man, what that is. It's like something from a workshop. Let's keep looking around. If you guys know what these things are, let me know, okay? I may not reply to everyone, but I always read your comments. Is there one of these here, huh? For those who don't know, I'm not sure if this was used for that, but there used to be many. It was a water wheel that turned, it was something bigger, right? A belt would go around here. And then each of the pulleys would have a belt to run a tool. There was a table saw, a corn mill, and many other tools. They were all powered by this kind of shaft. There you go. Interesting. It's hard for anyone to do that now, since everyone has electricity at home. Let's see if we can find something else. There's a bit of truck chassis. We'll look at how many bus seats are up there. Stuff like this, man, that won't get fixed anymore. Nobody's gonna want to take parts from something like that. Why not just sell it by the kilo for recycling? It's going to crap up here, look. Stuff falling down here, look. Maybe someone will still show up to buy parts from this one, right? And there's a Nintendo from the junkyard too. That really old truck over there, look, check that out, man. The wheel gives it away, right? Look at that old truck. Let's come over here. This looks like a generator. Here, look, a diesel generator. That's what this is. They also bring them to stage setup locations and similar places. You set it up in the back, start the generator, and then use the energy it produces. But this here, there's definitely no way to fix something like this. If you come here, man, it must be a real hassle. My real dream is to go into a junkyard like this. Find an anvil and buy it for our dollar, 200, then I'll be happy, okay? Buying a really big anvil for our dollar, 200 isn't easy, okay? They know an anvil has value. They must still use this one, but it must be damaged, not nice. Only the tire is good. It's already in terrible shape. Look over there, pass the rod. Look here at what I told you about, see? In the last video, we explored this part here, so I'll let you guys go to that video and check it out. There's a big tank here, huh? Look. Nicely done. Look at the size of this sink. That's what you see here. There's a computer over there, see? Maybe it's first generation. Let me take a panoramic shot so you can see the size. We've already walked around here quite a bit. I'll come back another day to show you what's new if you want, right? See you next time. I'm out.